I think we're gone live. I think we're live. Let's see if it comes up on the computer.
This is upcoming.
Why does it say upcoming? Oh, it says live now. Make sure our volume's down. Oh, somebody's here, look.
What am I looking at?
So this is the chat here. And there's a bit of a delay, but you can see the chat.
It's a party.
It's a party. Mary's here. So you can see Mary. There's Mary.
Oh, that's weird because that's delayed.
There is a bit of a delay, but that's okay. And yes, it's a party. A party today. I don't know how long we're going to do this. Maybe, I don't know, until we get bored. Mary was just like, when are we doing this? I don't want to do it. Greetings from Kelowna, Edison.
Oh, I love Kelowna.
We weren't really in Kelowna. We were in Vernon.
We went to Kelowna.
We did go to Kelowna, but we were in Vernon. That was a while back.
5 or 6 years?
Yeah, probably at least. Lovely area. Love Kelowna.
Big White's my favorite place.
Yeah, Big White's cool.
It's a lot longer trip now.
Close enough. Yeah, it's close enough for sure. But yeah, Kelowna was really cool. We just went there for the day, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that whole area. Pogo. We saw what?
We got a picture with Ogo Pogo.
Right. Yeah. Quarantine bringing family together closer. Stay safe, you as well. See, I'm typing you as well here, but you can hear me say that. I don't necessarily have to type it, but you as well. You as well. Eric. All right, so what do we want to chat about today, you guys? Let's find some questions. We'll be reading down here what you guys have to say. Come up with some topics for us to kind of chat about. Questions that you guys may have that we can yap about. Look at you. You're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Me neither. It's just fun. We got coffee. Coffee here. Look, it's our Christmas mugs. Winter mugs.
They are all year round.
They are now especially. Yeah. I don't know how many people are here. I have we're doing this chat on my iPhone, and normally I have it screen facing me so that I can see the software, but because it's the two of us, I have the back camera so that it's wider so that Mary and I can get into this here. What is that? Oh, look. When is Mary getting her motorcycle license? I'm going to let Mary answer that because...
it was 5 years ago.
Yeah. 5 years ago, she got her license.
Yeah. I ride my own bike and everything.
For those that watch the video sometimes, you've gone through... Actually, you went through a lot of bikes really fast.
I went through 3 bikes in my first year.
Was it first year?
Yeah. No.
No.
Yeah, first year.
How long did you have the V-Star for? You had the V-Star over a year.
Maybe
first
just less than a year.
Was it? So, what bikes did you have?
I started out with the Hyosung 250, which I loved and was a great bike to learn on.
Yep, most people don't know Hyosung, but it's a Korean brand. Korean?
Yep.
Korean brand bike. I learned on it as well, and then it got handed down to Mary when she started riding.
And then I got a V-Star 1150, which I loved. 1300.
No.
What?
1100.
So, okay. It was a motorcycle.
It was a V-Star 1100.
Vroom vroom.
Right.
I got a V-Star, blah, 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 and loved that bike a lot. But we went to Americade, and...
No, I'm reading the post.
Went to Americade, tried a V-Strom, and I was completely sold. And now I've had that one for quite a long time now.
Yeah, that one's
3 or 4 years.
Probably 3 years. Yeah.
And I have no plans to get rid of it. I'd get a new one, if I could, but
it was constantly, or I always had the fear that I'd take it out and it would stop working and I'd be stranded somewhere. So I ended up buying a Versus 650. Yeah. So what else we have here? Do you eat fruits every day?
no.
If potato chips are a fruit, then
If you
yes.
saw the other video, you'd understand my
Yeah.
thoughts on essential foods.
Yeah.
Fruit. I eat fruit, but not, I wouldn't say every day.
Yeah, but we don't necessarily eat a lot of fruit to start with.
No.
Because we try to keep our, even natural sugars, it's not been going overly well during this whole isolation thing. But we try to
Giant
keep...
box of Timbits.
Yeah, that's
But,
whatever. Still good.
no, we limit it to like blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. For
Yeah.
the most part.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. The other one is, did you ever smoke weed?
It's legal now, so I can say
Right.
yes.
It's legal in Canada, so sure.
Bad, sorry to tell you.
Yeah. I've done it. I've had such bad experience with it that I have no desire to ever do it ever again, just so you know. Yeah. I am also a bike rider and I'm planning to travel coast to coast in the summer.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. Did you like the Chinese GPS you tested? That Chinese GPS, it was okay. It was a little sluggish at times, and the reception on it took a while for it to kick in. So, you turn it on and it would take like 3-4 minutes for it to actually get signal and update you. It was okay. It's a cheap GPS. For the most part, I would rather probably just use my phone, but it was waterproof, so that's nice. And I have a Garmin Zumo GPS now that I use, and I super like that one. Really nice.
Yeah, the Zumo's awesome.
The Zumo's good. You should get a Zumo.
I'm always with you.
That's true. Yeah, I guess you just follow me.
If I was to go off on my own, I would.
Right. Are you guys in quarantine where you live?
We're in self-isolation. We haven't been mandated to stay home at all, but we're keeping home.
Yeah, there is though. So there was just a big thing, and big notifications went out to anybody that kind of had a smartphone or anything like that. Kind of started happening yesterday, and it was in regards to all the snowbirds that are Canadians that are in the States usually for the winter. So for any of those that were traveling back, they were supposed to, and it was a recommendation that they went into self-quarantine for 14 days. But that recommendation has turned now into a mandate. So you have to quarantine yourself for 14 days. And it's got pretty strict repercussions behind it if you don't, like up to $750,000 fine
And time in jail.
and time in jail, like 4 to 6 years in jail, because it's
46 years.
46 years, really specific. 4 to 6 years. So yeah, we're doing our stuff, I guess. We've decided now to go for walks and that because we can right now.
And the gym is closed.
Gyms are closed, and so we don't try to go out when we don't have to, but we make a plan to get outside for some exercise, and I'm doing stuff in the garage and working on the bike, and you'll see some videos come up in the future.
And we avoid people on the street.
Yeah, more so than usual, I guess.
I'd say it's about the same amount as usual.
That's true. Yeah. Right now, daily fruits would mean too many trips to the grocery store. Agreed.
That's true.
And it's funny that you said that. I actually had, I don't know if you guys saw, I had posted a photo, and it came out a little while ago. We went to Costco, and Mary was holding that big thing of toilet paper, and it was like, I can't remember, 40 rolls or something like that. And somebody had actually commented, they're like, oh my gosh, it's like hoarding. I'm like, so actually it's not, because it's one package. And two, I'm like, if we were to just go buy 4 rolls, and that would just mean that we have to go to the store way more often, which actually does more harm than not hoarding, but having enough so that you don't have to go to the store as often. So
Well, that's the size of package we'd buy when
Normally.
we get toilet paper at the store.
well, yeah, exactly. And that's really the only size that they had in the first place. So it's not as if we had any
Costco.
choice. It's Costco. But yeah, agreed. Fruits and fresh vegetables, as much as I'd like to be eating a lot of those, we actually, when we went to the grocery store, we ended up buying a lot more things, again, outside of what we normally would eat, that have a lot longer preservation or
Shelf life.
yes, so that we don't have to go back to the store as often. So, yeah.
And I'm stress eating a lot.
Yeah.
Hence all the chips.
Hence all the chips.
Which I'd
yeah.
really cut out for the most part.
Yeah. What is this? Oh, the Philippines are under home quarantine. Yeah.
Oh.
Have you?
Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe, guys. And stay there. You know, that's a big thing that we're seeing. And even here in Canada, we're seeing so many people being like, well, I'm just going to go out anyways. Well, the thing is if you go out anyways, number one is that's going to help prolong the fact that all of us are going to have to stay in quarantine, because when everybody has that mentality, this isn't going to get fixed. So the more we can isolate ourselves, the better. It's just going to, I know it's, you know, I always think there's that meme or whatever goes out and they're like, all the previous generations had to go to war and they had to do all this kind of stuff, and we're being asked to stay at home and watch Netflix. Yeah. And we can't do that.
My question is, what happens when we watch all the Netflix? Because it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to true. Yeah, it's going to true.
It's going to true.
It's going to true. Yeah.
So
hold on. Which one are you reading?
That's what I'm reading.
Okay, sorry.
We have not been to India, but we are hoping within the next couple of years to do a Himalayan bike trip. It's like bucket list kind of thing.
Yeah. We so in 2 years, just under 2 years, it'll be my 50th. And we've both been planning, so on our 50th, each of us, what would be our bucket list trip to take, and I wanted to do something especially that was going to be super memorable. And I wanted to do a motorcycle trip to, I can never remember it, Ladakh? Anyways, it's the highest motorable roadway.
Oh yeah.
I think it's called Ladakh.
Kernolunga Pass or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Sorry if I butchered that.
Probably. Who's one from India here? Oh, it's gone. Oh wait, there it is. Sam Smasher. So yeah, we probably butchered that, but that's the hope. That's the hope, is that we can do that. I know it's expensive, and we've been looking at different tours, so we're in save mode, which is a little even harder now, but fingers crossed. That's definitely on the list. What is this one? Edison, yeah.
Romania army is in the streets. Oh my gosh, are people just not listening? Or they're just making sure people listen, I guess. That's a little scary.
Well, that's like, not that they ended up doing it, but it's like with the U.S. right now. They didn't, but on the Mexican border, they were putting out troops, as well as on the Canadian border, they were going to, but it sounds like they've decided against that right now, just because of how much it would hurt the relationship between Canada and the U.S.
The border between Canada and the U.S. has like been the longest running, or the longest unmilitarized border in the world. Like, it's a pretty big deal to now
decided
say we're going to militarize there.
Yeah.
And we're Canadians. What are we going to do? Everybody
we're pretty
loves
happy
us.
where we are.
And we don't want to go.
We're happy.
The States is kind of blowing up with the coronavirus right now, so we're
I don't know if any of you are from the U.S. I don't know if you are, but over 100,000 now. That's that's not great. What are we having? Isolation is part of my trip. Capturing motor vlogs. I'm going to do the same. If and when we go, I'm always going to do that because I think that would be super cool. We are limiting as much as possible, trying to aim for one per week and necessary. Just
motorcycle trips.
Yeah, we're not going out on the bikes at all. I'm just really concerned that if something were to happen.
Really been warm enough.
That's true.
The streets are still a mess. No street sweepers have gone, so I usually like to wait until that happens. Don't want to catch some gravel and.
Yeah, it's funny, you know. I on my last bike, not my last bike before that. The only time I ever dropped that bike was literally down the street here. It was like a 1 minute walk, like 10 minutes or 10 seconds on the motorcycle. And I came around a corner and I hit some gravel and she just kind of out on me. And just shows that.
Oh, it doesn't matter what kind of bike you have. Yeah. You just slide on.
And I was driving like super slow, super cautious. I just cut the corner and a little too much, hit gravel, and the tire just slid out. So I decided, nope. Sounds like Romania is trying to be safe. Well, it's all of us should be trying, I guess, really. I ordered the pocket gimbal after your review. Just need a small drone, then I'm ready for my camping trip. Yeah, get a Mavic Mini. Get a Mavic Mini because those are good. And most places around the world, because they're under 250 grams, don't have to be registered or licensed or anything like that. So that's useful. What is your best Akasho action camera? I still think the V50 Pro SE is my favorite. Mary?
Yep.
Yeah. But I have to admit, I've been using, because I bought a GoPro Hero 7 black, and I have to admit I've been using that a lot because it's just a bit better than the Hikaso, and because of that I've been using it because I have it. But
the price.
Well,
the price
that's
difference?
yeah, that's the thing, right? Because you can get the Hikaso for a Canadian like 25 bucks, $130, whereas the GoPro Hero 7 is like 400. So that's a big price jump. So I don't know. Because I have it, I like it. I think the Hikaso is great. I think it's a really great camera, and I've used it for a long time now, and I would still continue to use it if I didn't have the GoPro. So, it is Ladakh. Okay.
Ah.
Yay. Longest undefended border, yeah. It's for people's safety. It's okay to enforce. I agree. Just don't hoard maple sugar. Maple syrup, you mean? Or maple, because I don't know what maple sugar is. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Because if it's a thing,
sugar.
I should get that. Yeah. Right.
I don't think we even have any maple syrup. Are we bad Canadians?
and I
We're
don't.
failing.
I don't skate, so that's no good. I don't watch hockey. That's. I'm not doing well at this.
We watch, like, the Stanley Cup. Maybe some Olympic.
I was just like, when did we watch the Stanley Cup last? Oh yeah, right. Yeah, we watch it.
Like
if there's a Canadian team, right?
Olympic hockey, we'll watch maybe.
Right.
We don't have cable, so that kind of stuff is harder to.
I saw a Harley out yesterday, but I still have an inch of snow in my driveway, Northern Ontario. So what part of Northern Ontario? I'm going to ask because we are. The streets pretty much no snow. There's a little bit of snow like on our driveway, and our backyard has snow in it because it doesn't get any sun. But that's okay. What is this? How much for reviews show?
Sugar. It is sugar.
It is sugar. Really?
Well.
Huh.
And I'm gonna have to look for that.
Yeah. That's cool. I hear the
Curling.
Osmo. So I hear the Osmo action camera is better. Don't know. Haven't used it. I do like the DJI products, so I don't know. Sorry for being late. No worries, Simon. It's nice to have you here.
Hi, Simon.
Big Daddy Sugar curling. Here's a funny curling story.
Oh my.
So friend of ours.
Big curler.
Him and his girlfriend, I guess.
No, she's not.
But they both curl.
No, she was
Natalie
just
didn't?
helping out that time.
So they asked us if we wanted to go, and we're like, yeah, whatever. That sounds entertaining.
So he needed people for this one Bonspiel or so whatever it's called. He needed some people to fill in because his team wasn't available.
Right. So we were like,
sure.
Yeah, why not? How hard can curling be? So, you throw a rock.
I did it in junior high.
Yeah, so did I. Anyways, so we go there. I get the gear on.
Practice.
We're just practicing. And I think, was it the first rock I throw?
I think it was the third.
Yeah, so I throw it, and after I let the rock go, I just kind of...
Wasn't it your other hand?
Yeah, it was this hand. I slid, and I kind of fell off balance, and I put my wrist down, of course, and that slid, and I ended up pretty much like spraining my whole arm. So I got a curling act. So I don't curl anymore, just so you guys know.
That was the end of Greg's
That was
curling
it.
comeback.
Yeah. Nope. Will you ever rename your channel? I've pondered it a lot, actually. I've pondered it a lot because it started off way back when I created it as a channel that was really going to be focused on motorcycle stuff. That was the goal.
Motorcycle trips.
Motorcycle
mostly.
trips. And then what happens is I started doing motorcycle gear and like bikes and things like that, as well as motorcycle trips. And then all of a sudden companies started on occasion partnering with me and sending me products to review, and I was like, oh, I like this. This is kind of fun. So it ended up kind of getting into that tech world where I started reviewing all kinds of technology stuff, and I really it just
every day.
keeps going and going and going. I slowed down a little bit now, which is to be expected because
we had Chinese New Year that slowed things down, and then all of this.
Yeah. So, simple answer is, yeah, I kind of want to at some point, but I also don't know if it's the best time to do it yet because I don't want to lose viewers because they can't find me, and there's been so much. I don't want to say necessarily investment, but time investment into trying to get that name sort of branded, even though the branding, I don't know if it really speaks to what the channel is. No. So yeah, it's definitely been in my head, and I'd have to figure out how to do it. So, I guess not the best answer, but you know what I'm saying. And hey, Deed 1939 just out of Sudbury. So. Sudbury, Ontario.
I know. I'm just trying to think of where that is.
John just bought an Apple MacBook Pro. How do I connect it to a Roland 06? Having problems.
I can't help you. Sorry, John.
I have no idea. Phone Apple support, I guess. I wish I could. I'm guessing that's an audio keyboard, possibly. Roland. If I had it in front of me, I could probably give a better idea. MacBook Pro's got all USB-C ports, so my guess is you may have to get a USB to USB-A adapter. I have a bunch that I use for connecting all my stuff, USB mics, USB hard drives, etc., etc. Should be able to find. If that's what it is, you should be able to find those on Amazon. My Filipino friends live in Winnipeg. Is that near your place?
No.
No, Ontario, just so you know, for those that don't live in Canada, which Ontario in itself is a massive province. Huge. It's funny because when we moved to Ontario, we used to live in Alberta, which is closer to the West Coast. It took us 4 days from Edmonton, from Alberta to here. To Toronto area. 4 days?
Yes.
Yeah, about 4 days. And it's funny because it takes 1 day to go from like Alberta through Saskatchewan and into Manitoba. It's like 1 day. And then it takes like 2 to 3 days to go from Manitoba to the eastern part of Ontario because Ontario is just so large. So if they're in Winnipeg, you're looking for us at least 2 days. 2 long days, I would say. About. Two good solid days of driving.
For sure.
So
I did live in Winnipeg though. I went to high school there. So.
What is the first piece of tech and the most recently bought tech? Well, recently bought, actually I got a delivery today. I haven't yet to open it, and it's actually a webcam. So I wanted to see if I could plug it in here to even get better quality. I don't know if I will be able to, but I wanted to get it and try it. So I bought a webcam. I can't even remember what brand it is. It was a decent price. So we'll find out if that's any good. What is the first piece of tech? First piece of tech? Like recently? Or first piece of tech ever? Oh my gosh. I have no idea. First piece. I feel old. Because first piece would have been like so long ago.
Your Commodore 64 joystick?
Yeah. Thanks.
A little like stick.
Yeah, an Atari maybe. Something like that. I don't know. Mary, thanks. We'll keep trying.
Many thanks.
Many thanks. Many thanks. Not Mary. That's you. I'm happy that you are replying each comment. Thank you for being honest and truthful. You're very welcome. Sam's going to sleep. All the best, my friend. We'll see you again.
We'll see you when
Good
we
night.
do our trip to India.
That's right. Yeah.
We're going to sleep on your couch.
Yes, you did. Ottawa is at least a 2-day drive from Winnipeg. Yep.
Yeah, it's
a long ways.
It's the next province over, but that doesn't mean much from here.
Yeah.
We're at the very other end of Ontario.
Like literally, if you go like 20 minutes northeast of us, you are in Quebec.
Yeah.
So, I noticed that you have one of those air/bead seat covers for your bike. Does it work? It may be nice to cool my butt. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, we tried, and we
it
got
actually
these.
came up on my Facebook memories. We got
really?
our Airhawks like.
So the Airhawks,
yesterday.
yes, we bought the
horrible.
Airhawks. We bought two different kinds of Airhawks because we weren't sure which ones we were hopefully going to like, and it's you got so many mixed reviews. I read so many people saying how to inflate them, and we just never.
Some people said they were the best thing ever.
Yep.
I didn't get it.
Nope.
No.
I understand the premise behind it.
Yeah.
And it should work, but I could just never get comfortable riding on it. So.
But what we have now, I love. It's
love
my
it.
favorite. I don't remember what it's called.
No, I'm just like, what is it called again?
It's just this meshy, springy.
Yeah, like little coils.
That goes over your full seat, and it gives you some cushion, but it gives you that airflow that's super nice when it's hot.
I remember the very first time I rode with it on, I was just like, ooh, that's. You almost feel like there's an airflow.
Yeah.
For sure. It's actually quite nice. And just that extra bit, because the springs, like the seat raises you really probably about a 3/4 of an inch, and it allows and it allows just for your body contours to absorb based on, well, your body contours, I guess. So like where you normally would get pressure points and things like that, those areas, the springs will depress more, whereas other places don't. But you just get nice support, I find.
Yeah, no, I've put it on and I have not taken it off.
Yeah, because I had it on my V-Strom.
All the way to Newfoundland and back.
All the way to Newfoundland and back, yeah. And when I got my Versus, it was the first thing that I did was cross my fingers and hope that it fit, and it did. It's a tiny bit loose on my V-Strom, on my Versus, but it's good. It's good. Do you have a Filipino neighbor? No. Actually, I have a friend of mine, and I thinking off the top of my head that I work with, he may be Filipino, actually. I can't remember. Besides your phone, what's your favorite tech to use? Well, really, it's my computer. I use my MacBook. I have a 16-inch MacBook Pro that I use all the time, so it's by far the technology that I use the most. Outside of just cameras in general. I'm a big camera guy.
Mine's the Apple TV. That's tech, right?
It's tech. Apple TV, yeah. It's tech.
My favorite.
Yep. Yeah. I used to live in Orleans. Oh, yeah. So, if you're living in Orleans, you definitely know where we are. You'd be even closer to Quebec than we are. What is you and your wife's favorite drink? Now, are you talking about drink in general or alcoholic drink? I'm not a big drinker myself. Not that you are either. But
I have my moments.
You have your moments. Yeah. So for me, if I were like for just drinks in general, I would out of anything, if someone were to offer me a drink, I'd be like a Coke Zero.
We go through about 43 liters of Coke Zero a week.
Yeah. We buy Coke Zero and then like, dude, especially now that we're home all the time, we go through it and then all of a sudden we have to go to the store again. But I'm trying to be. I've been a lot better in the last few days.
No, we're trying to drink more water.
Way more water, which is good. Yeah, water and coffee. I probably say coffee's a big one for us too. Coffee's a big one for us.
But I like beer. I'm a big fan of beer.
Yeah, I'm not a beer drinker. If I were to drink anything alcoholic, I like all the weird fruity drinks and all the like paralyzers and daiquiris and
Bacardi Breezers.
Yeah, that's kind of my. I do like a rum and coke too.
Yeah, rum and coke.
Rum and coke, like
rum and Coke Zero.
Rum and Coke Zero. Especially if it has to be dark rum.
Dark or amber.
Or an amber. Yeah. So.
I like tequila too.
Yeah, you drink tequila. But it was funny because I don't know if any of you watched our holiday video when we went to Mexico, to just outside of Cancun, and there was like was it day 2 that we sat at the swing up bar, and I pretty much just drank
Yeah, you tried every
every
drink.
drink on the menu. I just started at the top and I kind of went through them all by mid-afternoon. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. But then I picked one. I had one and I kind of drank that for the whole trip.
The Blue Bay.
Yeah.
Which is the name of the place we stayed, but
yeah,
it was slushy and fruity, so just
slushy and fruity. Aw.
up Greg's alley.
That's right. Okay. Do you have plans for your channel in the next years? Yeah, we kind of talked. Well, hopefully it just gets bigger and better. I guess that's really the goal, is to see more and more people join in it. And you know, if you guys have any kind of thoughts about it, send me a comment, put it in a message, whatever. What tool software do you use or recommend for newbies or folks that don't vlog as often as you do? Well, again, because I'm on a Mac, number one, I'm going to say something like iMovie, because it's free. It comes with every piece of software. So that's what I would definitely use. I think iMovie is fantastic for that. And as a free piece of software that's inside all the Mac computers, I think that's number one. But I use Final Cut Pro. And I've used Final Cut Pro forever. So that's my go-to editor of choice. And it is just ridiculously fast and efficient. And once you get all the plugins or things like that you need over time, then that's pretty good. It still takes me, like when I do a video, it takes me from start to finish, probably anywhere from 4 to 6 hours-ish from filming to editing. So yeah, on the Windows side, I honestly don't know. It's 1:30 a.m. here. Need to sleep.
Good night.
Nice to see you. Have a great sleep. And that's amazing. 1:30 a.m. to come chat with us.
That's so sweet.
That's so awesome. Be safe, my friend. But why is the rum gone?
It's my favorite line ever.
Right? Oh, Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Why is the rum gone? What is this one? You have to try Palinka? Okay.
I don't know what that is.
What is this one? Michael Holmes. He was on the Michael. How are you? He was on the chat on Monday. Monday? Yeah, Monday as well. Nice to see you, Michael.
43 years ago when this week started.
Yeah, that's right. Diet Coke. Yeah, I'm okay. I would prefer. I like the taste of Coke Zero over Diet Coke, but either way, it's fine. I'm pretty much. I am not. I want to say a cola snob by any means. I'm always like, you know what? If that's on sale, I'll get that. That's fine. If I had to choose, I choose Coke Zero, but I'll drink any of them. You're more of a cola snob than I am.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my money on something. Even if I'm at a. It's funny because Coke Zero is my go-to. Diet Coke, I really don't like.
You don't like the aspartame taste.
Yeah, I will drink it. But, I mean, Coke Zero has aspartame too, but it doesn't... but anyway, I would choose Diet Pepsi over Diet Coke, but no other Pepsi. Ugh.
But we just started getting the... What is it? Coca-Cola Life? Is that what it's called?
No, it's Coke. It's Coke with stevia.
It's a green can.
No.
Nope. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's got a green...
It's got a green box.
It's got a green on the box.
Okay.
But it's like Coca-Cola, or like Coke Classic with
stevia
instead of aspartame.
Yeah.
So
it's actually a healthy drink.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's got a bit of like a sweeter taste to get used to, but I don't mind it. But
it is, as long as you don't go for Pepsi. Well,
I don't. No, never real Pepsi.
That's true.
Only Diet Pepsi.
If it's the only option.
Yeah, if they don't have Coke Zero.
Right. Yeah. Type 1 diabetic for 41 years. Well, you have to watch yourself. That's important. So.
Yeah. It's a Romanian alcoholic drink.
Romania.
Okay, we'll have to come to Romania to try.
That's right. Yeah. Once we're allowed to travel again, because right now we can't even.
Right. Hopefully, that world goes back to somewhat normal. And we can travel.
Yeah.
We have a trip booked in May. I don't know if that's gonna.
We do have a trip. Well, here's what I think. So we have a trip booked for the May long weekend here, which is, what was it? It's like the
15th to the 18th.
Yep. And it's to go to New Hampshire and
On the motorcycles.
on the motorcycles, just a long weekend trip. And my guess is, who knows, the U.S. will probably open its borders and be like, it's all good, you're all welcome. But the real question is it safe? Because
yeah, we won't go if
it's not safe.
Things aren't cleared up, obviously.
So it's definitely something that we're hoping works out. We also have, because we both have like adventure bikes, adventure e-bikes, I guess. We both signed up for it's on the May 2nd and 3rd for an off-road course. And again, so that's just a little over a month away, a month and change. So fingers crossed that
we
that
haven't
still
heard
goes.
anything yet, but
Yeah.
hopefully it's out in the woods.
It's out in the woods for sure,
safe.
but it's also out in the woods and you're with a whole bunch of people, so it'll be interesting. And the other thing too is, again, with this whole, you don't want to do anything that you could get hurt because you'll put an unnecessary strain on the hospitals.
Yes.
We don't want to be like, okay, let's go adventure riding. We're two of us that don't really know how to do it as well as we would like to, have a better chance of hurting ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. So that's probably not the best thing in the world. They're still I heard a lot of the major cities have flights coming in for sure. New Hampshire, yes. We've been to New Hampshire. We usually go to North Conway.
The scenery is beautiful.
It's fantastic. That's why we like to
and the
continually
roads
go
are
there.
Good and
Super
curvy
smooth.
and twisty and
Yeah, and it's a nice, especially from where we are. It's, you can leave in the morning and be there by mid-afternoon, and so you leave on a Friday and you can spend Saturday and Sunday there and come back on the Monday, and it's just a nice 4-day getaway.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Pets.
We have 3 beautiful kitties
3 cats.
who are all hiding. They're sleeping probably.
Yeah. So we have 3 cats that they're not, well, they're super social with you.
So they follow me everywhere I go.
Yeah. But
Greet me at the door when I come home.
yeah. But they're good. They're good. As far as the vlogs, do you experience lots of blah blah blah?
Trolls.
Simple answer is I don't get a lot, but it's funny, I do, and I think anybody that has any kind of YouTube channel or does anything on social media, especially maybe to the extent that like I do it or that posts a lot, you're gonna get people that are just like, oh, I didn't like this or I didn't like that, or they just want to spark up some kind of reaction or anything like that. And usually I'll give them 1 or 2 possible responses if I find that it's maybe just like a misunderstanding or they were trying to give feedback and maybe they just didn't give it well. And I like to see what kind of responses they do, and if they're gonna be okay with the response or not. You can tell a troll's a troll quite fast within 1 or 2 responses, and at that point I'll usually just block them. I'll hide the user, block their comments, and if they really get aggressive, you can actually send a report up to YouTube for them to monitor basically the user. And if they get like 2 or 3 strikes or people reporting them, they can actually ban that account. So I have no problems doing that.
And you're pretty good at just pushing right back at people.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
We're not going to roll over and take anything, so people
yeah.
don't really. Usually they don't respond to that because.
Yeah, because I don't cower back. I'm very. I'll reply back with all cylinders firing, because I'll take time to think about what they said, and if I find that it's valid feedback, then I'll take it to heart. And if it's not, then be ready for my response. Because I'll respond, and then once I respond, I'll block you so you can't respond back. So I get the last word in. Watch out for COVID squirrels. Yeah, true story.
I haven't seen any yet, but.
Oh, I have a friend in Conway. It's a small world. That's awesome. Yeah, I love
North Conway.
North Conway's so cool. It's funny because being a motorcycle rider, New Hampshire is one of the states that has no helmet law. So I find it really because their roads are so nice, but they're also technically challenging.
They are.
They're very technically challenging, especially if you take them at any kind of speed or anything like that. So I find it really interesting when you're down there how many people actually don't ride with helmets on. It's just, I'm like,
our first year we went,
yeah,
Greg was like,
I'm
I
gonna do it.
never did. I rode from one side of the parking lot to the other, and I'm like, okay, that's enough. But Greg's like, I'm gonna go. So I'm like, okay. And I think I went on the back, so I was gonna have a couple of beers, and that was it. It was like, okay, I did that. So
yeah,
we're done
been
with
there, done that. Didn't like it. No, I find, and maybe it's just because I like being safe for one. I find that I was concentrating so heavily on the fact that I wasn't wearing gear that it took my attention away from actual riding. I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to be paying so much attention, and because of that, my attention was very focused instead of, for one, being an overall focus, and it just took away a lot of that enjoyment of riding because I was just like, I don't want to crash, I can't crash.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, I guess. So, what do you like more, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, or Xbox? So,
Xbox.
Thanks.
Sorry.
So I've owned PlayStation 3. We still have a PlayStation 3 downstairs. I haven't had a Nintendo in a long time. I don't have a
Dreamcast, though, is
Dreamcast. Dreamcast. We have an old Dreamcast. PC. I don't have PC that can play games. So Xbox. We have an Xbox One and an Xbox One S, and I'm actually really looking forward to I think it's Project X that's going to come out this winter. I think that should be pretty cool. How's the weather there? Currently, it is 6 degrees. 6 degrees Celsius here. So it's cloudy and overcast, but that's okay.
It's not snowing.
I like this from one of the other guys I follow. All the gear, all the time. Yep. Yep. Totally. I agree. Now, I agree, but there are times, and I'll be the first to admit it, that I don't wear all of the gear. I always wear a jacket, for sure. I always wear a helmet, for sure. There are times that I'll go to let's say the gas station, or for me, I'll film something and I'll go around the block and I won't have like gloves on because I find it just hard to touch the camera stuff or whatever. And I'm not always wearing motorcycle boots.
No, I always wear motorcycle boots. The only thing that I won't wear is maybe like pants. Well,
Mary rides with no pants. That's why I like to ride behind her.
I wear pants, but probably jeans. I wear my riding jeans most of the time, which are like as good as leather.
Yeah, they're like
or as
Kevlar
good of a slide
jeans.
as leather.
Yeah.
But I was on a course, just like a parking lot course, and it was like 36 degrees Celsius. It was super hot, and I took my jacket off because we weren't moving. There was no airflow. It felt weird, but that was probably one of the only times I ever rode without a jacket. Like, I wear all my gear all the time. I like my skin on my body.
Well, it was funny too because that course that you did, I actually did some filming for that course that was that hot, and everybody was wearing like t-shirts, and the instructors for that course are all like, or most of them are like ex-police. So they were really just being like, you know what, as much as it's beneficial and it should be on days like that you wear gear, if you're gonna get heat stroke, then that's not better.
No.
Right?
If I was out doing normal riding, like where
Sure.
you're actually moving, I'd have my jacket on. But
Yeah. But yeah, when you're never getting out of first or second gear because it's all technical.
I got a bad sunburn, so that was my punishment.
That's right. What is this one? Beauty of living where I live is a ride 9 months. Yeah, that would be nice. Right. Does your wife want a kayak like you? I don't even know if I ever told you. Did I told you I wanted a kayak, didn't I? I was saying I wanted to get a kayak? I did. Remember I was talking to you about the inflatable one?
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I haven't really thought about it.
Be a nice way to get out.
Sure.
Right? There you go. Yes. Weather here in BC crappy. Yeah, that's no good. Was in Hawaii in mid. That's on the list. Yeah, no helmet laws either. Weird seeing people on the highways with no helmet. Yeah, it's true. Most of the sport tourers riding. Yes, I do find that the people that are going to take advantage of that no helmet law are going to be cruisers.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because, for one, they're the ones that have usually windshields and stuff, so they get like wind protection. Whereas on a sport bike
you're
or
gonna get
yeah, you got no
slammed.
windshield. You just need something to protect your face, even just from bugs.
And typically they go a lot faster.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. When you review products, do you get much feedback from the company? Some, yeah, some. Not all of them. Some of them are like, okay. I've had some actually companies pull their products from release and hold back because of actual concerns that I had. So I had one company, I won't say their name, but I had a company send me a microphone to review, and I reviewed the microphone, and I ended up, before I posted it, sending them an email saying that there was a problem with the microphone. So they ended up sending me another one because they weren't sure if it was defective, and I had the exact same issue with that microphone. So they ended up redoing that whole mic because there was a issue with the hardware. So some of them for sure, and I never did release that video because they pulled that model, but they sent me a fixed, I guess, version of it, an updated version, and we did a review of that one, and that one worked good. So yes, they do listen if there's big enough issues. Some of them there's not a lot they can do because it's already in production, I guess.
Right.
So yeah, tactical boots are better and cheaper than motorcycle boots.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends of ours have the tactical.
I just bought a pair last year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I bought a pair of tactical boots at Americade. Yeah, they're boots by a company called SWAT. I think just SWAT boots, but yeah, they're nice. The ones I had more breathable. A friend of ours wears one. That's the reason that I went out looking at them. He has a pair, and he was just like, "Oh my gosh, they're like super waterproof. They're, like you said, way cheaper than motorcycle boots." But I don't have a lot of boots now. I have 3 pairs, I guess, of motorcycle boots. So I have my standard boots, I have the tactical boots, and we both have a pair of like adventure motocross boots that a friend of ours gave to us because they stopped riding dirt bikes, and they luckily had 2 pairs of boots. One fit me and one fit Mary.
Yeah.
So.
But they're like ski boots.
Yeah.
I have to get used to them. They're weird.
So.
I like my leather boots. I have 2 pairs of leather boots. That I have. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a pair of, and I would like to get another pair. I had a pair of motorcycle like high top running shoes. I really like those. They were by Speed and Strength. Those were awesome. I used to wear those a lot. I might look at another pair of those because those are good. I bought a TCX casual boot, CE certified. I'll have to take a look. I'll have to take a look at those. $230. Because the boots I bought at Americade, so I went to Americade last year, they were $100 US, probably.
Yeah, I think you got them for $99.
Something like that, yeah. So it was like the last day of Americade, so companies were dropping their prices, which is awesome. What is it? I love this live. You really give me a good feeling. Aww, that's nice. I appreciate that.
This is like our life all the time.
Yeah. I watch your vids and know who you're talking about in regards to the mic. Good. Shh, if you do, don't say anything. Any trips to Newfoundland planned? Simple answer is nothing planned. We went there. I don't know if you've watched we did a video of our trip in 2017.
Check it out if you haven't.
That's right. Product placement. Click here. No, I don't have that.
We did 2-week trips.
2-week trips. And if you want to search for it on our channel, actually do a search for Maritime Bound. I know Newfoundland's not considered the Maritimes, but that's what it was titled. Anyway, he did.
Thank you for watching.
It was funny because that was I used to live there when I was a kid. So I lived there till I was 9. So born in Ontario, moved back to Newfoundland because my dad was from Newfoundland. We went there. Yeah.
Train of thought
gone completely. But anyway, there was a huge long span.
It was like 30 years.
30 years. So it was really neat to go back and reconnect. But you had never been there.
I'd never been to every other province, but not Newfoundland.
Yeah. So we'd like to go back. As much as I'd like to do it on a motorcycle again, and it might just, if we do, it may just be Mary and I. As those that watched it, we went with another couple.
Yeah, Yeah.
I think I would like to. I'd like to go back, and our trip was so planned that
Yeah. Knowing now, if we knew then what we know now, having
right,
done it, we would have done things a little differently and
probably a
not
lot differently.
okay, a lot differently.
Probably a lot differently.
But I see that someone said 7 to 10 days is good, but we really needed the 2 weeks and probably could have had longer just because of the distance we were traveling. Like,
But I think 7 to 10 days in Newfoundland would be good.
yeah,
Right. The fact is we took out of that 2 weeks.
we only had
We
4
only
days.
were there like 5 days,
Yeah,
6
we
days.
spent 2 days in St. John's and
Yeah, a day traveling across the island, pretty much. Right.
yeah, maybe 5 days.
Yeah, we spent so much. Like it took us 4 days to get to the ferry, which was, in hindsight, was kind of good because my bike broke down, and I'm glad that it broke down where it did, versus where it could have broke down.
Yes.
And then we pretty much beelined it back, but I'd like to go for longer because, for one, it's expensive to get to Newfoundland. You know, it's a decent drive from here to Sydney, and then the ferry there and the ferry back is just it's not cheap. So
yeah, it's an
it's
expense for sure.
it's an
but
expense
worth it, 100%.
for sure. I'd like to we'd like to take our daughter with us, and there's no way she would do it on the motorcycle. That's just never gonna happen.
interest.
No. So I don't know. Maybe the next time it may be a car trip.
Yeah.
Possible.
I'd like to do it on the motorcycles again. Like
Yeah.
I said, with knowing what we learned on that trip
Yeah.
and with
Yeah.
just us or different people. Probably just us is better.
Different. Well, I would definitely. I think I just would do it. So the big issue, and I'll just throw it out there. The big issue was that on our trip, and this is something for any of you that travel, I'm sure you have all experienced this. If you travel with other people, and you travel with other people that require that you're always together all the time, and that just puts a huge strain on everything. So I think if we were to go with other people, it doesn't even matter if we're doing a motorcycle trip or if we're doing just a flyaway holiday or whatever. I think you have to go with people that you can be like, okay, so we're on this holiday. We will see you at this destination sometime tonight. If you want to ride with us, because we're leaving at 7 in the morning, you're more than welcome. But if you want to sleep in till 9, we'll be 2 hours ahead of you because we've left already.
Yeah.
And as long as you're with people that don't mind that, then I think that works out, because you need to. That was the big strain for us.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to get up early, go so that we can, wherever we were landing that day or getting to, we could enjoy it, relax. You know, it's long days. We're riding 600, 700, 800 kilometers some days. Like,
Yeah.
you like to kind of relax, not just head to bed and then get up and go in the morning. But the people we were with didn't necessarily have that same philosophy. So we ended up getting delayed, and we were pulling in late, like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And then you kind of don't get to enjoy where you're going because you're off again the next day.
Yeah. Well, we really noticed it when we were coming back, because we ended up at that point kind of distancing ourselves and being like, we're leaving because we're tired of waiting.
Yep.
And on our very last, not the very last day, but the day before last day, I guess, we ended up arriving at the hotel. It was like 6 hours ahead of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's huge. I think that's a big 6 hours. You know, we got there.
And in the pouring rain.
In pouring rain, yeah. We got there at like mid to late afternoon, and they pulled in like 9, 10 o'clock at night. So that's just, we didn't want to do that. So I would like to possibly travel with others. I think it's kind of nice to have that camaraderie. Yeah. But I think certain ground rules would have to be put into place.
Yeah.
Newfoundland, beautiful place. Yeah, it is. It's really cool. Get a sidecar for her. You know what? That would be something that I would
Except
consider.
that it would ruin the riding.
True.
You don't get the...
You don't get that nice lean.
It could be okay for highway and that because you're not worrying. But if you get into roads that are a little twisty, then you don't get that nice...
Yeah.
The whole point of riding, in my opinion.
I agree. For sure. It turns
But she
turns
would
your
be
vehicle.
happy in a sidecar. She'd get the iPad out and
That's right.
sleep.
Yay. Might as well just fly her there.
That's an option too.
Well, no, because we're going to get there and we're going to travel, and what is she going to do? Hang out with people that she doesn't know?
That's true.
Yeah.
She could stay with Grandma and Grandpa. Then we pick her up in Halifax.
That's right. We could do that. We could send her to Halifax. Yeah. Big Daddy. Social distancing for 43 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Peopling is hard on the
Peopling
soul.
is hard. Yeah, peopling is hard. It's funny because you were saying it today. So we went out for a walk this morning. We're trying to get out for 2 walks, one in the morning, one in the evening. And it was funny because we're always, whenever we go out, especially if we go out for something to eat, I'm always asking him, like, do you want to get it and eat it here, or do you want to bring it home? And Murray's always like, bring it home. I just want to sit on the couch and eat it.
I like my home.
Right? And then this morning she was like, this is the first time I think it's because you can't go out. She's like, I want to go out for lunch. I'm like, but you can't.
No, I want to just go sit at a restaurant and eat.
Something you never ever want to do.
No, I don't.
Never want to do. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got 13 people watching. 13 people.
Oh.
Now I don't know if anybody has any questions. We'll give you guys just one more minute. If not, we'll call it quits for today because we've almost been here for an hour. It goes fast, hey?
Wow.
You were all like, what do I say?
I know, I didn't know. I've never done this before.
It's kind of exciting, right? How often do you guys go live? Well, this is my second time. This is Mary's
It's my first time.
first time. So you guys got to be here, be part of it. Mary's first time.
If we keep if people keep watching
Yeah.
and you find us actually interesting to talk to.
And if you guys come up with questions, because that makes this keep going. Because I'm staring at a screen and you guys are staring back, that's not as entertaining, right?
Yep.
So here's the deal, the plan. I'm going to try to stagger these at different days. I don't want to keep doing them on the same days because then people that can't be here for those never get the chance to join in on these lives. So our first one happened on a Monday. This one happened today, so on a Saturday. I think the next one will be Wednesday. So this coming Wednesday, we'll do another one if that's okay with you. Because there were some people when I put a poll out before that said Monday, Wednesdays, or Saturdays, and there were people for Wednesdays. So I want to make sure that anybody who Wednesdays was their only day gets the opportunity as well. So we'll do the next one Wednesday, same time, 1 p.m. What's it coming up here? Thanks for your live, Mary. There you go. Weekend plans, clearing out the garage for us. Set up a little shop space. I just did a little bit of garage cleanup. You'll see that in a video coming out this coming week. I filmed it just like a day or so ago, but a lot of the videos that you guys see I film in advance because just in case something happens that I have a bit of a queue, so you always see them a couple of days after I actually film them. So just be aware. But I did. I worked on the garage.
The
Magic of the internet, right? Any hints on what's to come with reviews? I have one on a GoPro vlog setup. I have an overview of my Versus coming up. Some of the accessories I put on it. That's coming up sometime this week.
I have a couple new helmets that Greg's roped me into doing some reviews
Yeah.
on,
We'll kind of do them as a pair, I think, so I can kind of help you through it if you want.
Okay.
But she's got two helmets that she got. One that I got her for Christmas, and one that I got you for
just being me.
Just being your sweet self. And your sweet self.
No, it's a specific style of helmet needed
adventure
coming
helmet.
up.
Yeah.
Well, I have to keep this.
Oh, yeah, right. It's just a helmet.
Jeez.
Right. Sorry, my fault. Do you believe it's better to buy an iPad or to build a PC for editing? So I'll do that real fast. I don't necessarily think the iPad is there yet. I think it's going to get there. I'd like to see some more software. I think with the new operating system and especially the new iPad Pro, I do think that as long as companies start to take advantage of all its abilities, there can be some good editors coming down the road is my hope. So, but if I had to go out and buy something today, I would probably, if it was PC or iPad, I'd probably buy a PC because I could get programs like Premiere or I'm trying to think of the free one that's out there. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I'd probably go that route just because I think you get more power right now for programs. But you have to spend a lot of money to get a PC that's going to be really capable. So like even like my 16-inch MacBook, like it retails at almost $4,000. It's expensive, and it's still like it spends a ton of time rendering.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it is what it is. Have you seen Ryan F9 YouTube channel? Yes, he's awesome.
Is that the
Fortnite.
I love him.
Yeah, he's super entertaining.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. How long have you been riding together? Well, we've been riding since you started riding, so.
This is my 6th season.
Right. Yeah.
Coming up.
So it'll be six years of riding together. So we ride together all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. So even if it's just little day outings, we try to ride together as much as we can, because Mary had zero interest of being on the back of a bike. So
no offense to anybody that is a passenger, but no.
No.
Especially after I learned to drive myself or ride myself, I could not handle not having control.
No, and I get it. Even as someone who likes to be the driver, I'd rather not have anybody behind me.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, and it wasn't, I mean, I trusted Greg's riding abilities. It wasn't that, but it just like we'd go around a corner and I'm just like, no, I need to be doing this.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I've taken our daughter with me. I don't mind taking her, but it's a totally different experience because I'm just constantly worried that I'm going to kill her.
Well, it's funny because I remember when you started riding, or when you were going to go for your driver's license, and I remember saying this, and I think it's something that's important for everybody. You know, especially a lot of guys, you know, they want their wives or their girlfriends or their partner to ride a motorcycle, and I remember saying this, I think to you, I'm like, if you get on a motorcycle and you take your license and you don't come out of it and be like, oh, I love doing this, then don't do it.
No, there's no
then don't do it. You know, every time you get on a motorcycle, you put your life in your hands, or you put your life in somebody else's hands, I guess, for a lot of it. So it's just not worth it if you don't love it. So luckily for me, she loves it.
Luckily for me too.
That's right. So it's awesome that we get to do that together. LumaFusion, yes, LumaFusion on the iPad for sure. That works really good. It just needs to get a bit better down the road, but it is, yes, it's good. I do have it on my iPad.
I would be happy to talk to your wife about riding.
Who's this?
Dead 1939. I don't know what his name is, but yeah, I'm like super enthusiastic about it, and we actually talked a friend of ours into getting her license.
It's true. So the one that I got hurt curling.
Yes.
It was his girlfriend that...
When they started dating a few years ago, it was like, I'm never getting on a motorcycle. If it's a deal breaker, fine. We're part ways now. And then she started riding with him. And then we kind of convinced her through our enthusiasm to try it herself. And now she's got her own bike. And she's been riding for a little over a year now. So.
Mm-hmm. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I think it's... I gotta type this right. Pusa? Did I spell that right? Pusa? Yeah, it's funny because every time we'd go riding with her, at the end of it, she'd be like, was that okay? Were we going too slow? I'm like, that's fine. You know, everybody has to learn, and I appreciate being behind. And I think we're pretty supportive because, you know, she's really good at taking feedback and being like, when we stop or whatever, if we stop somewhere for lunch or coffee or whatever, we'll be like, so here's some things that you may want to try, and she's always good for feedback. We're not ever going to criticize or anything like that. So.
No, I'm just trying to be helpful. Right.
Yeah.
I appreciated everything anybody told me when I was starting out. So.
Yeah. What is that one? So a lot of them are like, I don't want to share my bike with the wife. Yeah, that's fair. But I do think, I do think, yeah, I don't want, like, I wouldn't want necessarily you riding my bike all the time. If we only had one bike to share, I would just like, get your own bike.
No, I think he means like as a passenger.
No, for sure, yeah.
Like Brian
got her
says
own VN.
His wife loves it, which is great. I have no, like, there's lots of people out there that have no interest and are perfect passengers, and that's kudos to you, but it's just not for me.
I do get jealous sometimes because I always see the people that have
Oh,
like their
yes.
passengers on the back, and they're just like they're taking all these photos, and they got all this.
And they're just like,
they're just like, especially if they're on the back of like a Goldwing or something like
yeah.
that, and they're just like, it was the best trip ever. I'm like, okay, right. Oh yeah, so he's his wife, like, coming up on 65 this year.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think that's too old. The only thing that Doug, it makes it easier than saying deed. The only thing I think is that if she were to get her own bike, especially as we get older, and I see this as an issue for those that are learning as well as those that are on the other side of the spectrum, is that we get roped into other people, especially I find it here in North America, that they're always like, I need a big bike. I need a big, huge bike. Right? So I see a lot of these people getting these really big bikes because somebody told them that they need a big bike. But you don't necessarily, in my opinion, you don't necessarily need a big bike. I'm like, why do you need a big bike? Is it more comfortable? Yeah, in some aspects it might be, but invest in a nicer seat. That's something.
And
you need to be able to lift it.
In your first season, like, are you going to be going on, well,
Yeah.
if you're me, you're going on big
Well, yeah,
trips,
you might be, but
for the most part, you're going to just be jaunting around town, and a little bike is all you need to get that confidence under your belt.
yeah, that's a big thing. Like it's funny because we both learned on a 250. Right, we bought that little cruiser. It was a 250cc. It was, in my opinion, the best thing we could have ever done. Was like, I spent 2 years on that thing, and you spent not as long because
3 minutes.
Yeah. But you
No,
you drove from
for,
here to Americade.
I drove it from May to September.
Yeah, before you upgraded.
Or May to the end of August.
But I think like you said, you need to get your confidence up, and you need to understand your own limitations in regards to things like weight. And because that bike was like between 400 and 500 pounds, that's really light for a bike in comparison to even your V-Star, which, at 1100, like that one went up probably 700-800 pounds when it was fully loaded.
Yeah.
So much heavier. You need to be able to pick it up. So
well, and I mean, the Hyosung, it's a 250, but it's a different type of engine, right? So it's more like a 650 sport engine.
yeah, it had a little bit more pep to it.
So not all 250s are going to be, but we went on a trip a couple weeks after I got my license to Americade, which is down in Lake George, New York, and I didn't have any problem keeping up to all the big bikes, the 1100s and up. So
right. We're kind of a little off topic, I guess. Praduatorual. Can't say it. I apologize. My fault. Good cheap filmmaking mic. The Rode mic Go. As far as I know, that's a good setup. Rode always makes a good mic. You can't go wrong with Rode gear. You pay a little bit more. I actually don't. No, that's not true. I have one Rode mic, their video mic, not the Pro, just video mic. But I mostly use Comica, the Comica series, so they're less expensive. And as far as I'm concerned, their sound is just as good as the Rode's. So I'm very happy with it. Ride what you are comfortable. Yep,
that's
agreed.
100%.
Yep.
Don't think you have to ride to have a certain look or to measure up to anybody else.
And I'm never going to criticize somebody else for riding something.
No, but it's been interesting because Greg had a V-Strom 1000, and most of our riding friends are big Harley riders, big cruisers with big engines, and they're all like, Greg went down to the Versus 650, and they're like, oh, you can't handle giving him the gears about it, and it's just like, it's cheaper on insurance, it's a lighter bike, it's easier to maneuver, especially going off-road, so.
Yeah, and if something were to happen, like, I can pick it up, no problems.
Yeah.
Right? It's big enough. I had to do I did some add-ons over the winter just to kind of get it customized for me, right? Just little things like handlebar extensions and risers and things like that. But I'm like, you know what? We all do 100 and change kilometers an hour at the same speed.
Yep.
So, and I guarantee you, based on those that have the cruisers, I can get to that speed faster than most of them.
Yep.
So, it is what it is.
Everybody just ride what
Just
they want to
ride.
ride.
Just ride. Venture touring. Nice. I rode Pro and also had the Rode Micro for the price. I found the Micro cheaper and better than the Go. Nice. Victory Vision. Oh, he's a V-Strom 650.
That's same as me.
What year V-Strom, Brian? Mary's is a 2004. The first year of the 650.
Oh, right.
My old V-Strom, my 1000 was a 2002, which was first year of the V-Strom. So it's a 2012. So he bought it in the future.
Wow.
Yeah, super awesome. Oh, 2012.
That's too hot.
So same shape, I think, as yours. That's not the new shape, correct? I think the 2012 is still the original kind of shape with the non-beak front end.
Sorry, it's warm.
Should play some music.
No.
No. 2002. Oh, first year of Gen 2. Cool. Nice.
How do you like it?
I'm sure he loves it. It's a V-Strom. And then we're silence. Silence.
They're like, is Mary taking more clothes off? Wait.
We'll get more viewers probably.
No,
it's fine.
it's not happening.
Love it. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because when I bought my Versus last year. What was it, like October? Something like that? September, October? Something
yes.
like that range? But my intent was actually I was going to go, there was a 2016 V-Strom 650. And I went and it was like, went to go buy that actually. And I got approved because I got a loan for it and all that kind of stuff. And I was all approved and I went into the dealership and then the 2018 Versus was sitting there and it just caught my eye and I was just like, well, how much is that? And monthly payments went up like $10 per payment or something like that.
I don't know if it was even that
Yeah,
much.
and I got like way like full manufacturer's warranty versus buying a used bike, so it just kind of won. And again, now that I have all the stuff done to it, I'm very happy with it. So only you can prevent gray thumbs. I don't know what that means.
What's a pocket bike?
Where do you see? I've got a pocket bike. I think those are the tiny little mini ones. Like they're the little, you know, you see those videos of the guys and they have the little tiny little bikes.
Oh.
I think. So.
Means hit the like button.
Aha. Yes, make sure you hit the like button.
Thumbs.
Oh, gray thumbs. So I'm going to hit it myself. Look. Nice. Add it to liked. Thanks, Busa. Can we see you and your wife's tattoos and what they mean? Well, they probably saw yours.
Oh.
So that one's actually these two together. So if you guys can see those right there. We got these. They both say enjoy the journey on them. And we got these when we went to Newfoundland.
Yes, in St. John's.
So it was our, I don't know, souvenir of our trip.
Yeah.
Sort of. So it was just something that...
Mine's a motorcycle, obviously, and enjoy the journey is just a good...
Yeah, I kind of thought of that because I was like, you know what? There's so many things that we stress in life that I was just like, sometimes I just need a reminder to just slow down and enjoy what you have and what's...
And we ended up learning that a lot on that trip, actually, because...
Yeah, it's true.
Because of the timing and the way everything went with the couple that we were traveling with, that we could have... I still look back on that trip, and I absolutely loved it and enjoyed it. But there were parts that, you know, I could have put aside a bit and enjoyed the journey even more.
Yeah. But. Yeah. And then there's other ones, but that's the other one that we got just recently is Mary has one on her ankle. It's down there, whatever. And I have this. And I have this one here. I don't know if you can see it. Right, that one there. So it just says focus. I got that one in Playa del Carmen, and I basically just wanted a tattoo that was, again, kind of something that talks about, you know, focus. Just focus yourself. Don't be distracted by things that aren't important to you. And because of my love for all things kind of photography based, that word focus, kind of a double-edged meaning, I guess. So, yeah.
Yes, I have
And that's
this one too. It goes around my back. It's cherry blossoms.
It's pretty.
Pretty.
It's pretty. Yeah. And I got a couple other ones. So they're just more up here and stuff like that. How much do you pay for insurance in Ontario? I have no idea. I don't set 70 and $80 a month.
No, I pay $54 and Greg pays $60 a month.
Okay.
For 12 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not cheap compared to some other provinces. I think Ontario is the highest, but
yeah. Does your area have Amazon Prime drivers? Or the basic 3C? So Amazon Prime stuff can be delivered by a bunch of different stuff. I've had it actually be delivered by FedEx, but I also have it delivered by, I don't remember the other company. It's just like an independent company. It looks like
in telecom.
In telecom, that's it. In telecom, guys just show up in their cars and just leave the package on your front doorstep. So, life together, enjoy the journey. Yep. What else are you doing in quarantine?
We're watching a lot of TV and movies.
We do for sure.
I'm working from home.
You're working from home, and I try to do one of these videos a day, so that takes up a good chunk of the day.
Yeah, entertaining our daughter, or keeping her from just in a hole in her in her bedroom.
Yeah, and then like I said, going out, trying to, especially this week, we started going out for walks and stuff like that. So, are you a photographer?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to do more of it. I do it for freelance now. So I do more video stuff freelance than I do photography. But I'd like to get into doing more photography as well as just more freelance stuff in general, because I find it fun, and I find it is a nice creative outlet. So
he's very talented.
Thank you. That's nice of you.
It's true.
I appreciate that. Manitoba is the worst, according to my son.
Oh, insurance-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Apologize, but driving me crazy where I found your channel. Do you go to Prairie Boys streams by chance? Don't even know. No, don't know.
No.
What bike trips do you have planned this summer?
So we have a trip, the May long weekend, planned to North Conway, New Hampshire, but we're not sure if that's going to happen, because that's close. We have another trip with friends going to Muskoka in Ontario in July, which is a few hours from here. It's like cottage country here in Ontario.
It'd be about
4 hours.
4 or 5 hours
for sure.
Yeah.
But that's it that we have planned.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. This is Simon here. Will you come north of Toronto soon? Well, Muskoka really is north of Toronto.
I guess it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's north of Toronto. And we actually, it was funny because we were watching some videos on YouTube, and we ended up stumbling on these Wonderland videos of their roller coasters. And we were both like, we should go to Wonderland. We haven't been there forever. So, yeah.
It's been like 20 years probably.
Yeah. So, it's cool. Sorry, he is a motorcycle channel, and lots are there. So I thought maybe, well, I may have to check it out. I'll check it out for sure. Gotta go, guys. See you next time. Thanks. Nice to see you,
Bye.
Edison. We'll talk to you again. Well, yeah. So this video, we are racking it up now. What are we at? We are at, I don't even know. Does this show time?
78 minutes.
78 minutes. So I think what we'll do is, Simon Wonderland is 40 minutes away from me.
Oh, so are you offering a couch?
Yeah, that's right. Offering a place for us to crash. Is that what you're saying? Because I might take you up on it. Yep. Have you seen the Aurora Northern Lights? So
not since we moved from Edmonton.
Yeah, in Edmonton we saw them all the time. So much. They were there all the time because Edmonton's the most northern capital city. I guess capital city province. In a province, because there'd be a capital. Right, because there'd be a capital in the territories. So, Alexandra, hi from Portugal. Hello. You caught us right near the end. It's nice to meet you. We are a husband-wife photo video business here in Montreal and host our channel together as well. Always great to meet fellow Canadians, especially couples.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's awesome. We actually probably go to Montreal probably more than Toronto because it's just way closer.
Yeah.
So that's cool. If you guys, when all these restrictions go away, maybe we'll meet up and you guys can tour us around Montreal.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. I think so. Yeah.
The ride for ABI got pushed. It's in July this year.
Did it get
July or
pushed back?
August. Well, not because of this. I think that's just when they.
Right.
So I don't know. I haven't heard from Dave if it's.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about any rides. Like there's usually one at the beginning of May, but I don't know if.
Yeah.
Stuff like that's probably going to get postponed if.
Well, I even heard that like Ride for Dad is possibly getting postponed back to August.
Yeah, because it's usually in June,
First week
right?
of June, yeah. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see all these rides that get pushed back, and some of them will have to be canceled because there's so many that are spread out over the whole summer months that you just can't have that many rides when your season is cut in half.
No.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
Hard to fit them all in.
Yeah.
As it is with the full season.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to leave you there. If you get a chance to drop by one of our live streams sometimes, love to introduce you to everybody. Yeah, I'll definitely look that up for sure. We'll head over to your channel and take a look. That'd be awesome. Good?
I think so.
I think we got some to go watch some.
I have to go eat some chips. I think it's been like a day, so.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm getting a little twitchy.
That's not true. What did you have for breakfast?
Oh, it never.
What did you have for breakfast, Mary?
I had potato salad with a side of potato chips. I'm stress eating.
Yeah, it's fine. Awesome, guys. We will talk to you later. Bye. I'm gonna go turn the camera off.
Bye.
I gotta move all the way around.